Hi and welcome to my YouTube channel and to my site. Today I want to say a few words about off-ground tents. I guess that the phrase off-ground should be obvious for everybody. But if you are not familiar with this type of shelters, there are, in my view, at least 5 separate types that are worth mentioning. And these are, as you see here listed in my site, cot tents or tent cots, then rooftop tents, hammock tents, freestanding hammock tents, and truck tents. Each of these shelters can be used for outdoor sleeping and in each of them you will be off ground, fully protected from the elements and from insects. For all of them here I have a separate section and with the advantages and disadvantages, so I would warmly suggest you that you follow the link below the video and come here and read this text in detail. So to start with cot tents, I have them many presented here in the site. This is a type of shelter that has been on the market for many years, and I would say that the best possible example of this, or the best known, most likely this Camperite oversize tent cot. This is an excellent shelter, very easy to use, and this is one of those that is built for one and for two people, folding. Practically all the elements that you see here are one piece, so everything is pre-attached except these two poles that you add easily when you unfold the structure. Now, if this is about the advantages and disadvantages, obviously these shelters are very easy to use. There is, I would say they are in the group of inexpensive shelters. There is a variety of them. Some are only for car camping, like the example that I show here, because it's a bit bulky and heavy, so you need a car. You cannot transport it on motorbike, for example. But there are cot tents or tent cots that are actually suitable for backpacking. So you have tent and bed as one piece, but those are of course collapsible and they need assembly. They are also very frequently affordable shelters, and there are a few other good sides of these shelters, so again please follow the link below the video and come here to read this text. Regarding disadvantages, I would mention at least this limited capacity. They are always solo shelters or maximum for two people. Regarding rooftop tents, I have been recently in the mountains for 5 weeks and I have seen them many around. So they are becoming more and more popular, but actually this concept has been around for many decades. I have a separate text here in the site about the history of rooftop tents, and they started actually in 1937, can you believe? There are at least two very different types. These are hard shell and soft shell. Among hard shelled rooftop tents you have pop-up type and clamshell rooftop tents. Actually, this is only mainly about the shape when such a shelter is open. A clamshell is also pop-up type because there is no assembly. You see, this is the picture of one of them. There is no assembly. You have your sleeping equipment typically inside already, and there is not much difference compared to this pop-up type. Of course, here you have more volume inside, but on the other hand, this shelter is, as you see, quite bulky on the car, so most likely less suitable for very windy conditions. Regarding soft shell, here you have shelters that are also packed on the roof of a car, but you have a cover that you have to remove. Typically this is what you have, and then it unfolds very easily. Some of them, dependent on the brand, have such accessories that you can attach, and this is really good to have. Then you have the sleeping area above, the small living area next to the car, and the car itself. Of course, this means more work when you want to have such a set ready for you. Regarding capacity, they are typically 1, 2, 3, 4 people. The largest that I know is this Australian brand, which is up to 6 people. And this is also quite unique. It is actually inflatable. Regarding advantages and disadvantages, again, very long list here. So I wouldn't really go through each of the item here in these lists. Just to say that they are very easy to use. You have typically everything inside of the box, so when you unfold, all your sleeping equipment is there. On the other hand, there are things to consider. You are on the top of the car, so during the day it's not so really convenient to go up and down frequently. After you sleep, you are supposed to stay the day, to spend the day next to your car. Of course, there is a ladder, but it's not so convenient to go up and down frequently. And also during the night, if you have to go to the toilet, it can be really not so easy. On the other hand, I have seen recently when I was in the mountains, and just next to me there was a couple with their car and a rooftop tent. So in the morning they would go somewhere, and then the reserved space for them in the camp was empty. Sometimes they would leave chairs and table on the area, but people tend to overlook these things and then park their car or set the tent, not knowing really that this place is occupied. So this is one thing to consider. I would say disadvantage when you have such a shelter. When you are in the camp and in the morning you want to go somewhere, you have to close it and you go with the shelter, and then in the evening you have again to repeat the procedure. It's much easier in this sense with the tent. It remains in the camp, but there are many advantages as well. Regarding hammock tents, I give here one picture of the best known to me. This is a hammock tent from Krua Outdoors. There is a separate text here in the site where this shelter is described in detail. It's actually hybrid, Krua hybrid hammock tent. So you have a hammock with spreader bars, and you have a net for insects with the fly as well. And this is why it is a hammock tent attached to the trees, as you see here. But this thing you can use also on the ground as a tent, as a ground tent, and this is what makes it a hybrid construction. There are again advantages and disadvantages. These tents can be backpack portable. So in particular, this one from Krua Outdoors is light enough and compact enough to be carried in the backpack, though it's not a light, just to bear in mind. Disadvantages, well, they are not really for people that are side sleepers or stomach sleepers. I see them best suited for people that sleep on the back. I could never sleep in such shelter because I am a stomach sleeper. Then there is also freestanding hammock tents. I put this as a separate group because these are again sort of hammock tents, but they are freestanding. The meaning is that they come with some sort of frame poles that you use instead of trees. So this is then I would say more versatile version because you can use them in area without trees. This is not so with the usual hammock tents. And well, advantages, as I said, you can use them when you compare with the hammock tents. You can use them in areas without trees. But then disadvantages is that you have a lot of work to do. You see this structure here is quite big. There are two set of poles on two sides, and you see this quadrupod. So you have to put this in place and then attach the tent and so on. Truck tents. This is again a separate group. These tents can be very affordable and they are, as you realize from the name, designed to be used on a truck. These are again very similar to standard ground tents, but designed specifically to be used on a truck. Good thing is here is that you can use any type of bed inside because you are on the truck, and then the bed features are actually determined by the shape, size of your truck and not of the tent itself. So I think I would stop here. Please follow the link below this video and come to the site, and you can read everything here in detail and follow the links from here to some of the products that are presented here in the site. Give me a like if you find this presentation useful to you, and see you next time.